Removing Sylvia's mother. A short story. A man seeks medical help for his earworm. It was hard to say when Daryl Hafkin was first infected, but given the infection's development, possibly when he was quite young. The specialist, Dr. Silverstone, had seen worse cases, but they were rare. At first, Hafkin had presented for simple distraction, then for social complications. In the end, he could hardly hold the conversation. Then he became a danger in his profession. The earworm, like all earworms, had started in his external auricle, but it had then progressed inwards through the tympanic membrane and was now lodged, wriggling and unsavoury, in his brain. At some stage, possibly when quite young, he had heard Dr. Hook's smash 1972 single Sylvia's Mother, and the hook was in him. Night and day, at every intrusion, there was Sylvia's mother singing in his head. It had literally burrowed into his brain, the doctor told him, and taken up residence, as if it belonged there. Hafkin would wake up in the morning, and the first thing on his lips was, "Please, Mrs. Avery, I've just gotta talk to her." And the soundtrack of the day had started. The whole drama was forever in his head. Sylvia's mother, stubborn and unsympathetic, says Sylvia's packing and happy and marrying a fellow down Galveston way, and all the caller wants is his 40 cents worth and another 3 minutes. He just wants to say goodbye, he claims, over and over. But you can tell he's a desperado and Sylvia is better off without him. Dr. Silverstone specialised, in fact, in ABBA earworms, which can be fatal. But Sylvia's mother was an earworm on its own, and there were reports of chronic disability. Hafkin was an air traffic controller. He could lose his licence if anyone found out he was singing Sylvia's Mother instead of keeping his mind on the job. Only once, on the radio to the pilot of a passenger plane coming into land, runway 6, the pilot asked for the all clear, "Roger," and Hafkin, tired after a long shift, was mumbling, "She's catching the 9 o'clock train." The plane landed without incident, but it was close. Even as its wheels hit the tarmac, Hafkin was singing to himself, "Sylvia's mother said, Sylvia's happy." How serious was it? A Sylvia's mother? That's a serious earworm, said Dr. Silverstone. There was a perception, he said, that all the really serious earworms had won Eurovision. And Eurovision is an earworm factory, make no mistake about it. But the Dr. Hook medicine show was an earworm cottage industry in its time. Who can forget Walk Right In? Walk right in, sit right down. The doctor himself had trouble with that one. And the question, who can forget, is exactly the question to be asked. Some songs defy forgetting. In most cases it amounts to mental clutter, but there can be complications. In Hafkin's case, the song had festered and metastasized. The specialist showed Hafkin the scans. The earworm, wearing an eye patch, was on autoplay, throbbing in 4/4 time. "What's the treatment?" asked Hafkin, a bit shaken. "Sylvia's mother? Oh, surgery. We take an aggressive approach to a Sylvia's mother," Dr. Silverstone told him up front. "Are there any natural alternatives?" Hafkin wondered. "We're not talking about a John Denver here," said the doctor. Getting more technical, he said, "This is a band that made it to the cover of the Rolling Stone by writing a song about it. Believe me, this is the type of earworm that knows its way onto the Billboard charts. Some earworms were carefully engineered in studios and could resist the common therapies," he said. A team in Kentucky had developed a method. 65 hours straight of Johnny Cash's greatest hits could remove most earworms. But it was replacement therapy. There was the danger the patient could end up singing Ring of Fire for the rest of their days. "No, surgery," he said. "We'll have to go in." This was the bad news. The recovery was almost worse. The clinic had patented a method of their own. It was drastic but brutally efficacious. An extended course of Mortab, post-surgery. It will eradicate all traces of the earworm, I guarantee, Silverstone said. Mortab? Mormon Tabernacle Choir, he explained. He had stolen the method from the Latter-day Saints. When young Mormons go out on their missions door to door, all they are permitted to listen to in the car is Mortab, endless Mortab. It is a proven prophylactic to infection from any vernacular earworms. So do I just sit around listening to Mormon Tabernacle Choir all day? Hafkin wondered, glum. Good heavens, no, said the doctor. You wouldn't comply with that. We tie you down. The LDS were quite correct in their belief that it works like a deep mental disinfectant. After prolonged treatment on Mortab, most people can hardly remember the tune of Happy Birthday. It wipes the slate clean, the doctor said. It sounds like a musical lobotomy, Hafkin complained. It's either that, the medico replied, or you'll be asking Sylvia's mother if you can say goodbye for the rest of your life. Hafkin had to imagine her telling Sylvia to take her umbrella all the rest of his days. Did he want that? The earworm went for 3 minutes and 40 seconds, comparatively long for a top 40 hit. He couldn't responsibly bring in passenger planes on his radar with that sort of insipid country pop doing loops inside him. There was an air traffic controller once in America whose Hank Williams earworm caused a mid-air collision. Hafkin really had no choice. His insurance would cover it. He was relieved to find that his extras covered earwormerectomies up to the first $10,000. But where and when had he been infected? There can be outbreaks, the doctor explained, going into the epidemiology. Sometimes a good cover band playing in regional towns can cause an outbreak in a new demographic. That might explain it. Hafkin grew up in a country town. He used to see cover bands at the hotel. But there's the radio, airport lounges, shopping malls. Earworms are everywhere. Will you have to shave my head? Hafkin asked, bleak. Where will you make the incision? No, said Dr. Silverstone. This is Sylvia's mother. We're going to have to go in through the anus. And that, he said, was the good news. No scars. They'd whip out Sylvia's mother, put him on a course of Mortab, and he'd be bringing in passenger planes with every confidence, not an earworm in his head. A new man, bright and attentive. And on outward appearances, no one could tell he had even had the latest treatment. Again, Hafkin felt he had no choice, even as Dr. Silverstone began describing the procedure and explaining why they would go in through the anus and where they'd go from there. Hafkin was singing to himself, and the operator says 40 cents more for the next 3 minutes. Oh, please, Mrs. Avery.